I hope you have a wonderful cup of coffee so you can join me for Coffee and Create. Good morning. How are you? I apologize for the delays. We've been working hard on repairing the coding for our Switcher Studio app, and we are getting closer. Some weird, crazy computer thing that I won't even try to explain. Just understand it is way past my knowledge base. How's everybody? Welcome to Two Girls Treasure. I'm Diane Pruitt. I'm shuffling things around on the table because I have had an extraordinary request from my child again. Please, Mama, please don't let me be in the live while I'm walking. She comes in and does her exercise here at Two Girls Treasure because we have a huge storefront. Good morning, Cynthia Love. How are you? I'm going to try real quick to see if I can grab this other camera because we're going to want it when we get started here this morning. Shoo! All right, hold what you got. We're going to see the ugly side. That's a neat view though, isn't it? Then there's the back of my neck. Sorry, it's red. I've been out in the sun. That's my excuse anyway. I hope you have been keeping up with the projects I've been doing with this amazing new stamp set. This is Pennsylvania Folk, and if you want it, you should get it. Let me find it. There it is, right there. Oh, it's right there. See it? Wrong way. It's amazing. This is the most fun I've had with the stamp set in a little while. Now, I do love stamps, but this one just kind of speaks to me. It's the Pennsylvania folk art, and it is a throwback, if you will, to some of the hand-painted and crafting and DIYing that our sisters and our mothers did, depending on how old you are, years ago. And it all went away, and it's also amazing that the Iron Orchid Design Sisters brought it back so that we could all have fun with it. Let me wiggle this over. I've got 3 pieces right here on the work table, and we're moving the studio, so I'm challenged for space still. It's a messy mess, worse than what it normally is, y'all, because I have been trying to pick up and put up my toys and work at the same time. But we've been doing our back to school on our Coffee and Create. Let me see if I can find our little graphic, because we've got an amazing graphic artist working for us, and she is doing good work. She is giving us good things to play with, to show you, to guide us, to keep us straight. There it is. Tink. That smalls on Saturday. We did that. Let's skip it. There we go. Cancel that out. Cancel that out. Hey, Miss Judy, good morning. So, we've had a lot of rain in South Carolina, and as a result, I was able to complete this beautiful salt washed board. Look at the texture. I laid down a base of semi-sweet with salt wash, and then after I sanded it and cleaned it really well, stamped it, and then painted it in just gently, because I really wanted it to look relic-y. Is relic-y a word? Relic-y is a real word. I wanted it to look relic-y, and it does. And so we had even more rain, and I was able to create this beautiful duck cloth table runner with the Pennsylvania folk stamp set. It's not perfect. I bobbled a little bit in the middle, but the idea is there. And listen, I learned how to sew, so I stitched a pocket on each end. So you can table runner this. It's frayed on the sides, which I think is really rusticy cool. I like it. I'm gonna leave it. I might even put some color on this, or if you want it, you can buy it. You can color it in yourself. You can put a rod in the pocket and you can hang it. When you're done hanging it, if you've got a table setting for the holidays, you can lay this out. Pennsylvania folk on textile. How do you do this? You wash your fabric first. You make sure it's dry. You stamp it good and juicy so it goes into the fibers. Miss Judy Norwood, good morning. I've been missing you. And then once it's really, 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 really dry, 24 hours dry at least, just take your iron and heat set it. Set it into the fibers. And it will last. You can wash it. You can bleach it if you want to. But you have to let it saturate and heat set it first. Do that. And I also have paintable tiles. I love that pattern. This one's going to be beautiful painted in. And this one, I made sort of a Celtic cross using the hearts and the wavy greenery. I like it. I like it. What can you do with this stamp set? I don't know. You'll have to get one and you'll have to show us. Today, we're gonna do it. I wanna show you something first. Who has left their paintbrushes and forgotten to wash them besides me? Did you? Yeah? Let me show you a trick. I have soaked these all weekend in hot water, which you know lasted about a half hour. They're still crunchy, especially this one. Still crunchy, still not soft and smooth. Let me show you a trick. If the Murphy's Oil Soap does not work, does not clean it well and soften it back up, take your Jumbo Prep. Take your Jumbo Rethunk Junk Prep. This is why you need to buy this in the jumbo container, because the 8-ounce container, you'll use it all and you'll go, I don't have any more prep. You can come back and buy it. Don't throw your sprayer bottle away. But you need your Jumbo Prep, because if you forget your paintbrushes and the Murphy's Oil Soap does not do the trick, your Jumbo Prep will. I'm gonna soak these in Jumbo Prep, and later today I will do my best to remember to rinse those out and clean them up. Might have to do another Murphy's Oil Soap on them, but you gotta remember, I left those in the sink Saturday night at 6 o'clock. Completely forgot they were there. Meant to go back and stick them in the Murphy's Oil Soap before I left Saturday night. I was tired. It was a long, busy day at the PD State Farmers Market. And I found them yesterday afternoon when I came in, and I went, oh great. I just ruined 4 paintbrushes. But I think we can fix them. I think we can. Pennsylvania folk. I love this. Let me kick over and show you. The sun's coming in, I'm blinded. I'm right in front of the camera. Oh, that's my highlighter. Those aren't wrinkles. They're not. Look at that cutie little cabinet top. And there's the base. And there's the drawer. In the Duke Blue, Devil's Blue, and white. I'm gonna get you out of the sun. I'm gonna put you in here, and I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I'm going to move one more thing out of my way and scoot the big camera over. But I want to stamp the inside back of this cabinet. Now let me see if I can take you back out a little bit so that you can see my shadow. How about that? I'm Peter Pan today. Well, it won't let me back this camera out, so I'll have to back this camera up. I am praying that they will have my switcher fixed today. They've been working on it. They've been working hard. I learned some coding words. It was crazy and it was scary and it was neat because coding, for real. Who codes? Who knows how to do computer coding? Raise your hand, I'll wait. I don't, I do now. So I have my ink pads marked on the bottom with my fingerprint as to what color ink. I'll accept this one because that's pretty obvious. That's turmeric, and that's a custom green. I kind of like that. But we're working on Duke Blue, so I think this one's gonna be closer, better. It honestly doesn't matter which shade I use because I'm only going to do some gentle stamp images on this and then I will color it in. So let's go with our China Blue ink. Do you have China Blue ink? Do you have an Iron Orchid Designs ink pad with your ink in it? Get one of these. I don't know if it's on the Coffee and Create collection, but shoot, I don't even know if our Coffee and Create collection is on the website right now, live. The collection is there. You can shop the collection. If you buy from the collection, use the discount code SCHOOL to get your discount on your products for July. All the back to school colors and products are available in the Coffee and Create collection. If there's something there that you want that you did not get, let me know and we'll fix it. We'll fix it. We've been fixing computer issues all month long. We will not stop now. I want to get you right here where you can see these pieces. These are the masks. They're hard to see in the package, but you see where there's blank spots right here? That's where I already pulled the masks out. Do you know what these do? When you get ready to stamp your images, oh, there's our train. Good morning, train driver. When you get ready to stamp your images, if you're gonna do multiple images and you don't want one to lay over the other, if you want to make sure that your image stands out, you stamp it first, you lay your mask over it to protect it, and then you stamp again. Right here. I needed to crisscross all of my greenery. So I laid my masks down and stamped and moved it and stamped. Same thing here. You see how my flower is behind the images? I stamped these first, my flower and my greenery, my vine, and then I laid my mask over the top of these to protect my image. And then I stamped my big flower. That put it behind these because these were protected. Make sense? Not? Do you want to learn how? Well, I'll be glad to teach you. I'll be glad to teach you. Let me see if the rest of July's schedule has not populated. That's all right. That's all right. We have a schedule up on Facebook, a lengthy schedule, and it's for the rest of July. At the end of July, we will have the studio 90% ready. I love these birds and these florals and these trim. I love this trim. We should probably use some of it. I love the polka dot trim. On my green image, I use this polka dot trim all the way around, and then I just dotted it in with our Rethunk Junk paint by Laura in Sunset and made a beautiful border, and it was perfect with the green over the semi-sweet salt wash. So we should use a border. I have not used this one. We have this border, and down here on the bottom we have this border, and I love them both. But I really think this fits this cupboard, this little rustic cottage style cupboard. I think this one fits it best. So let's use this one. I'm not going to cut this stamp set apart yet, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my sheet of acetate that covers my stamps, and I'm going to lay it at the bottom edge because it'll stick to this. It'll stick to this just fine. That way when I get ready to stamp, can you see up in the cabinet? Let me show you. When I get ready to stamp, I'll be able to use my piece of acetate to hold the stamp, hold the silicone in place. You know, silicone's kind of floppy. And if you're trying to stamp just holding this, you've got just a little bit of a pinch spot here and just a little bit of a pinch spot here. That's kind of tough to manage. And then you're going to get it on your hands. And then what's going to happen is you're going to get it on your surface. And then you're going to have a mess, and you're going to be trying to clean up around what you just stamped. Let's not chase it. Let's make this simple. Let's mount this with the bottom edge to the bottom edge, just like that. And then as we stamp, we'll have a firm surface to hold on to. And that's probably the better way to live. It will drive you a little bit less crazy. So I'm going to take my ink pad. Do you want to see? I'll tip you back down so you can. All right. If you have any questions while I'm going, let me know. I know I'm kind of slow rolling today, but what I have found is that maybe sometimes when I'm stamping, I'm not really getting you where you can see and understand what I'm doing. So today I want to make sure I do that. I'm gently tamping across here for a couple of reasons. Can you see the ink on the paper? I don't want that all over here. I don't want it on the acetate, because once I get it all over the acetate, that's what's going to go in the back panel. I want to gently tamp it in so that I have a good set, a good load on my stamp piece, but I also don't want the ink down in the grooves. And if I mush my ink in too hard, if I do it too quickly, then my ink's gonna muddy up my image, and then I'm gonna have a mess. Let's go ahead and stamp along this top edge right here. Now there's a shelf that sits in there too. So I'm gonna need to get right above the shelf edge. Perhaps I should put the shelf in. Let's try that. I still have to paint these because they're not white. Here we go. In we go. A little bit testy. They fit tight. I don't know who built this cabinet, but it fits tight. There we go. Because you want that edge above your shelf. Gosh, should I put it along the shelf edge or should I put it along the top edge? I think along the shelf edge. I like the shelf edge. Let's try that. Let's try that and see. Oh, I like it along that shelf edge right there. Here we go. Just lay it in, anchor it with one hand, just like you would anything else, but especially because you're going on a vertical surface. There you go. All right, and look, just like that. That's cute. So if you're going back to school at Duke University, or if you're a mom and your kids have headed out to Duke University and you don't want blue devils all over the house and you want something super cute, you can do this with Bluebird. This is Bluebird. This is all Bluebird. This is Cloud. Of course, the shelf needs to be painted, but this is Cloud. Bluebird and Cloud gives you your Duke University, and Pennsylvania Folk gives you something in your house that's not Duke University. But it's so cute. Such a cute little cupboard. I would use this for spices because I have a lot of spices and I can't always see them well. I would use this for spices. Now, you know where else I would use this cabinet? This would make an amazing cabinet for a small bathroom if you needed somewhere to put your linens and your shampoos, because it has 3 total shelves. The bottom, it has one here, and then it has this one. Of course, you can take one out. You don't have to use them all, but this would be so cute for your linens in a small bathroom. If you're in an apartment going back to school and you need some furniture to furnish your apartment, this would be really cute. And we will just make it a little bit more quaint by adding just a little bit of detail work to the inside. And I love my stamp sets. They come with so many components. I think I went high on that one. I did. It's okay. It's okay. I'll tell you how I can fix that right here. Let's set them to the side. Regular baby wipes are great, but watch this. I don't know that it's going to take it all off. Let's try. These alcohol wipes, these are the stuff that take the ink off where you didn't intend for it to be. Just a little bit of rub down. And it's not taking the paint off. That's the beauty of the resin paint, y'all. You want to know what resin paint is? It's the strongest decor paint on the market. It is good. Because that is a pure alcohol wipe that I am using to clean that up. And look, it's pretty good. It's pretty clean. Let me see. I'm thinking I should have stayed on the other side for my girl not to get in the camera because I can still see her. Don't tell her. I don't think she knows. She won't know. I'll end up telling her when I get off here. Honey, you were in the whole video. I'm sorry. If I hadn't moved all the cameras, she wouldn't be in the video right now. But I guess if you're in the store and I'm on the camera, it's gonna happen. I may go ahead and take it off the acetate for this last little bit right here. Let's see where I am. Right there. Yeah. I need to stop right here. So past that, I don't need any ink. And when I get fast and I get messy, I get it all over the top edge. All over the top edge. You know what else is going to happen when we move into the studio? The sun is not going to bake us out first thing in the morning from the cupola. We'll have good light. We will. But we will not be blinded by the sunlight coming in through the cupola. All right, let me get you back up here so that we can put this last little piece straight in. Anchor it carefully because there's no acetate. Both hands, because on a vertical surface, especially with the reach, this is not easy. It's not hard. You just have to be careful. Just be careful. That's okay. It looks okay. It should not be perfect. I don't want it to be perfect. Do you want it to be perfect? I don't want it to be perfect. I like it imperfect, but I like that trim. Now, what do you think? Should I come around this side, or is that just too much? Because you know I'm extra. Extra, extra. And I need to move the shelf down so that I can do the next section. We'll do right here. And I'll show you what it'll look like if you took a shelf out. It's not bad. It's not bad. Tell you what I can do. This will make my life a little easier. Watch this. Oh, I love it when I have a genius idea. I'm going to take my pencil. Probably should do this with chalk. I don't know if I have I do have a skinny piece. Oh, love, love, love. When you have all the tools. Grab a pack of chalk when you see the back to school supplies out, which they probably should be because it's back to school. Grab a box of chalk, get a thin piece. Let me show you why. I can wipe the chalk line off, and the chalk line won't affect a thing in the world that I'm stamping. But that just gave me a beautiful straight line to stamp to. Did you see that happen? That was cool. That was cool. So you didn't tell me, what do you think? Should I come across the sides? I like it. I really do. I like the idea. Let's get this juiced up again. Let's get this juiced up and stamp. How many stamps do you have in your toolkit? Wouldn't it be cool if you could use all the stamps when you needed to? Well, part of the studio will give you that benefit. So when we open the studio, you need to make sure you are a part of it. Get your studio membership at the end of July, and when you come to Two Girls Treasure and you don't happen to have a stamp set that you really want to work with your membership, you'll have that opportunity. Alright, let's see. Stay on the line. Oh yeah, the chalk line was perfect. Pop a chalk line, y'all. Because the chalk, once the ink dries, you can just wipe the chalk off. And I got a little bit at the top. These are not baby wipes. Don't use these on your baby's bum. These are alcohol wipes. Whole different thing. We have thousands and thousands of them here at Two Girls Treasure for the studio, because alcohol wipes will take that excess ink from where I don't want it, and it'll wipe it right off. It also does our stamps. It wipes the stamps off. It does all the things. It cleans your hands and keeps them sanitized. Those alcohol wipes are all things to all crafters. There we go. I am really tickled with the way that looks. Very folk artish, very cottage finish. Are you trying to do a vintage cottage? Is that your theme? This is it right here. If you're looking for the vintage furniture, if you're looking for the vintage cottage vibe, this is your thing right here. Now I've got a little cap end piece right here. Can you see? Let me ease you around just a little bit. We're starting to get that glare. See how I've got a cap end right here? That's what I call it. There's nothing there, and there's nothing there. And I need to fill those spots in. So let me get in there, and I'll show you how to fill that in very carefully. Because we don't want, let's see, it'll be just one little end. So we won't want the whole stamp inked. So I cleaned off everything from here over. This is basically the only section right here that you're gonna want inked. So ink just that section. I'm gonna take it off the acetate because now I need the flexibility to get in here. And what I do is set my edge and then tink it in. And I'll set my edge and I'll tink it in. And then it's complete. That's all there is to that. That's pretty simple, isn't it? Now, if I want to maintain my consistency at the bottom edge, I want to draw another chalk line. But I think on the bottom edge, I probably should draw the chalk line. I can put something else underneath it. There we go. That way it's consistent all the way top to bottom. Let's move our shelf up. Come on. Sit where you're supposed to. There we go. That's just cute. What do you think? Do you love it? It's just another way that you can use a portion of a stamp set without being 100% committed to using absolutely everything on the sheet. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I struggle with putting too much. I do too much. I like it like that. I want it like that. I live for it to be all the extra that it can be. But not everybody loves it extra. And I think just the simple fact that this is bluebird and white, this might be a tough sell. So if you're flipping furniture, might be a tough sell. If you're doing it for yourself, this should make you happy. You can do this in any of your school colors. And because of the whimsical nature of the Pennsylvania Folk stamp set, you can soften the look of any of your school's colors and still create some amazing artwork. There we go. The bottom edge is hard for me because I'm sort of up in the air, sort of not. Let's see, if I get down on the floor, I probably won't be able to reach because my arms are short. Better stay where I am. I'll scooch down. Boy, this would be impossible for Taylor to do. Impossible, she's too tall. But the tall girl, y'all remember Taylor the tall girl? Taylor the tall girl will be here working with us at the studio, and I just smeared that all to pieces. Let's grab an alcohol white real quick. I'm gonna grab a clean one. Nice juicy alcohol white. I'm gonna rub that off. I'm rubbing off the ink, not the paint, just PS. Ink, not the paint. This is not cured. I painted this Saturday. That's why I forgot the paintbrushes. This is what I was working on. we go. All right. Cleaned up. Game on. All right, let's fix that. Sorry. It's that simple. So if you're working with your inks on furniture and you're struggling because you misstamped and you want it clean, you want it pretty, get an alcohol wipe out because it'll do the job. It'll clean it up. It did not take my paint off. Now, this is Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura. I can attest that it will stay. I cannot attest to other paint brands because they do not have the resin additive and the durability that this paint does have. So in order for me not to do this mistake again, I'm going to pull the cabinet forward. There we go. There we go. Now maybe I can reach better? Maybe. I'm working in a tight space this morning. All right. Let's do it again. Let's do it right this time. Lay it in, hold it still. Okay. Just anchor it down. It's not easy on a vertical surface, but if you make a mistake, an alcohol wipe is your friend. Baby wipes will not do that. I have both. The baby wipes won't do that. All right, one more right here on the chalk line. And then I've got that little cap end, so I'm going to wipe almost everything else off. Here we go. Just a little pad of ink. Here we go. And let's get that in there. Lay the edge to the edge, tink it in, and be done. It does not have to be absolutely perfect. It just needs to be good. Now, I'm gonna show you the whole cabinet inside. What you think? What you think? Let me move my shelf down one more time. All the way down. Although it doesn't go down here, but now you can see the whole inside trim work. I think that's so cute. I like it. I like it. Would you recommend sanding it down, painting? No, ma'am. If you have a piece of furniture that needs TLC and you want to use Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura, clean it with your prep. This is a liquid product. You spray it on, you take a rag and you clean it really well. Once it's clean and dry, you paint it with the Rethunk Junk by Laura paint. Once your paint is dry, you can personalize it or not. You can do your favorite colors. Stay tuned, Tiger fan. We're saving the best for last. But no, ma'am. The beauty of Rethunk Junk Paint is that you can skip the sanding, you can skip the priming, but you don't skip the prep. And once you do the prep, you paint. It is that simple. It really is. The exceptions to that rule are if you have alligator finish where the old finish has just crackled. If it's dry and it flakes off, just super clean it with your prep and maybe a Scotch-Brite scrubby pad. And once you do that, spray it with prep again, wipe it clean, and paint it. It really is that simple. As much furniture as you see me flip, you know I have to have something that's fast and easy. There we go. I'll straighten you out right there. I absolutely adore the inside of that cabinet. I think it is just right. So now, once I put all the shelves in and I close those doors, how cute is that? And it's not excessive. It's not too much. And you know I want to do more because there are so many pieces on this stamp set that I want to use. I just dropped my heart. I didn't break it, but I did drop it. I used it well this past weekend. So I will put it back on my stamp set. I will put my sheet of acetate back over the top of my stamp set, and I will put this away. Look at all those colors in that sun. It's just a silicone stamp set, but it looks so marvelous. This is Pennsylvania Folk, folks, and it is super cool to work with. I hope you like that. I may do just a little portion of the drawer that goes in to the cabinet, and then I will be done with that particular project. And we will be moving on. Thank you so much, Cynthia. I think it's just a special little touch. It makes the cabinet a little more quaint, a little more cottage, but still for those Duke fans, your bluebird and your cloud is perfect. Next week, guess what we have coming to you? I wish I could start on it today, but I have some work to do in the studio first. Next week, we're working on those Gamecocks. So go Cocks. Make sure you join us next Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. prayerfully. All the sun, moon, stars, and coding will align again, and all of our Switcher Studio will work perfectly. Don't forget you can make your purchases online, twogirlstreasure.com. Look for the live shopping. If it's not there today, I'm really sorry, they're working on it. The Genius kids figured out what the problem was. They're fixing it. But you can always shop the Coffee and Create collection every month as we bring you a new theme. This month we're going back to school, and whether that means you're going back to school, you have a dorm room you need to outfit, you have an apartment you need to outfit, or the kids finally left and you have a craft room all to yourself. Make sure you make your purchases at twogirlstreasure.com, and make sure that at the end of July, you become a part of the studio at Two Girls Treasure. I am so thankful and grateful for you being here today. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of ooh and ah with the Pennsylvania Folk stamp set from Iron Orchid Designs and all the colors from Rethunk Junk by Laura. Thank you for being here. I'm Diane at Two Girls Treasure. I hope you have a wonderful day.